We're going to begin with ominous warnings from the Biden administration that Russia has the troops in place to possibly invade Ukraine at any time, and that American citizens should leave the country within the next 48 hours. Other countries, including Britain, are urging their citizens to do the same. And as we come on the air, President Biden is pressing to get on the phone with Russian President Vladimir Putin soon in his ongoing attempts to de-escalate the crisis, which sent shockwaves through the financial markets today. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P plummeted on fears of war. Russia for months has been surrounding Ukraine with troops, saying it wants to enforce red lines to make sure that its former Soviet neighbor doesn't join the NATO alliance. Russia is now conducting massive military drills with neighboring Belarus. And also tonight, a brand new CBS News poll finds a slight majority of Americans would prefer the U.S. stay out of negotiations with Russia and Ukraine. Well, we have got every angle of this crisis covered. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb is at the front lines in Ukraine. But we're going to begin with CBS's Nancy Cordes at the White House. Good evening, Nancy.
Good evening, Nora. And tonight, CBS News has learned that the U.S. has picked up new intelligence indicating that Russian commanders have been told to be ready for a possible invasion by the 16th. That's just 5 days away. Americans living in Ukraine got a blunt warning today. There will be no U.S. rescue operation if they get trapped.
White House officials call this a sign of escalation. Video and satellite images showing more Russian troops arriving at the Ukrainian border. It prompted this video call today between President Biden and a dozen other NATO leaders, as U.S. officials urged all Americans in Ukraine to depart now.
The president will not be putting the lives of our men and women in uniform at risk by sending them into a war zone to rescue people who could have left now but chose not to.
The State Department estimates there are roughly 6,000 Americans living in Ukraine. The U.S. has begun pulling personnel from its embassy in Kyiv.
What has changed over the past 24 or 48 hours to lead to your new level of concern?
I'm not going to get into intelligence information, but if you look at the disposition of forces in both Belarus and in Russia, the Russians are in a position to be able to mount a major military action in Ukraine any day now.
A U.S. official tells CBS News Russia has now arrayed nearly 80% of the forces it needs to launch a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, with more troops en route. That's up from 70% just a week ago. The first U.S. military convoy reached neighboring Romania this week, as the defense secretary ordered 3,000 more troops to head to Poland from Fort Bragg. In an interview with NBC News, the president was asked what circumstances would prompt him to send troops to Ukraine itself.
There's not. That's a world war when Americans and Russians start shooting at one another.
President Biden is slated to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin again by phone tomorrow morning. White House officials tell us that Putin had wanted to wait until Monday, but the White House won out. Nora?
Nancy Cordes at the White House, thank you.